This is TWiT.
I didn't even know that they were remaking Resident Evil 2, which is the classic from 1998, but apparently they are, and you've played it. What do you think?
That's true. I like to think of January as the Santa Claus for the kids who got coal kind of month in terms of video games. After the Christmas rush of the family-friendly things, you see these nichier, grittier games fill out the January calendar. And Resident Evil 2 is landing 21 years later as a complete remake. Anyone who's followed Resident Evil over the years, whether because they play the games or because they love Mila Jovovich in the films, I mean, if so, good luck for you. There's just been a history of good and bad and good again games. And there have been a bazillion games, a lot of offshoot series. But this is a return to the second Resident Evil game, which came out during the heyday of the PlayStation, where they had streamlined and tweaked some of the things that were awkward about the very first PlayStation Resident Evil. It was just a huge hit because there was anticipation and the dialogue wasn't nearly as terrible, but it was still cheesy. So now we fast forward to Resident Evil 2 as a remake, and that could be so many things. Are they going to do it exactly like the original game? Because Resident Evil 1 got a remake where they cleaned up and made it look nicer, but it still had the cinematic camera. And the cinematic camera was used back then, so they could only render the characters. Like all the backgrounds were static. It was a PlayStation 1 trick so that all the humans could look a little less.
It's like a lockdown camera, basically.
Yeah, because the polygons were kind of limited back then. So, but this one, nope, they are fully revamping everything about how you play Resident Evil because the camera's hanging right behind you the whole time, which essentially is them saying, we'll make it cinematic with you as the cinematographer. And the thing that has really blown me away about Resident Evil 2, the newest one, the remake, is that they nailed it. There is an incredible amount of shadow and light trickery going on, and Capcom has their own proprietary engine. If you talk about video games in the modern age, you might hear words like Unreal or Unity or CryEngine. There are these different technologies that people can buy into and make games more quickly, and Capcom made their own. And Resident Evil 7, which was really, really good, was a VR-centric game. You didn't need VR, but it worked that way. And that their proprietary engine made things look smooth in VR, but kind of crappy, like bad details. But this game, the lighting, smoke, particles, monsters, gooey, gory, bloody entrail stuff, it is all incredible. And we may laugh in 5-6 years' time and think about how crappy it looks, but I'm absolutely blown away by what it just conjures up in terms of taking this classic thing of, oh, you're going to go into this abandoned police station and zombies are going to appear. That is the same plot as last time. And so they just say, all right, it's like going to a popcorn muncher of a sequel, like a Friday the 13th remake. You're fine with them going back to a summer camp because you want to see that classic creepy stuff revamped with new filmmaking techniques, or in this case, new game making techniques. It's just stunning, scary, creepy stuff.
How's the sound?
Oh my God. There is a surround sound option if you have headphones on, and it will, you'll want to keep a change of pants nearby is how I put it. I'd say it's 25% typical horror movie sounds and 75% real trippy stuff. Frequency tricks, distorted breathing hovering through, these weird ambient sound kind of pastiches just being filtered into it. It's really impressive, the attention that they put into sound. And that's when you are the one controlling the action and not quite sure when some sort of creepy thing is going to come out of nowhere. That sound design does a lot to just telegraph the anxiety without being super cheesy about it. Fantastic stuff.
Interesting. All right, I want to play it.